dominance, as is always the talking point for the Aussies, for all the New Zealanders. But come to Europe and, well, it gets a lot harder here, doesn't it?
Yeah, it really does. You know, Grayhound are under no hesitation that's the fact, right? They've been in this position before. Here's a fast round out of Spirit. Oh, a real change of pace to what we've been seeing in pistol rounds today. Out into this A side of the map and shut down by the Hounds. They're back in the doghouse now, and the 2v3 is suddenly Chopper comes in swinging.
Hello.
And is suddenly given a reason for this round to get exciting again. That bomb was shut down out in the middle of the A-bomb site, so it is a recovery mission here for Team Spirit.
All right, though, this is a great start for Grayhound. We didn't even see the secret player hiding behind the bomb site. They had a quad A and a bait and switch that was not even needed. Sick shot, tapped the first player through the main smoke as well. It will get replenished. It's going to be Chopper walking through it as it fades, possibly, if he's not wrapping Heaven, but they don't have a lot of time, and he doesn't have a lot of health. This setup is perfect for Grayhound. Everyone in the right place. Chopper waits. Smoke missed. There's a bit of a gap. Going to fire off. Dangerous. And Chopper's been finished as well. Wonderful knee. P2 taps, and he's denied by Liaz from up Tibbity top side. Aussie, Aussie, Aussie.
Oi, oi, oi. I can't believe
Love
you
the
just made me do
enthusiasm.
that, man.
Great start
I can't
for
believe it.
Grayhound.
Things that are like social things that like we're all meant to join in for. Oh, they send shit.
I almost shouted it, you know, and then you would have had to
It's
match
like
the energy.
cheersing, bro. Like everyone lifting their glass. Oh, cheers. Ah. That's literally how
You
it
love
makes
the
me
drinking,
feel.
you don't love the camaraderie behind
that's the good
it.
part. Right, Grayhound, they win the pistol. And now they've got guns, baby.
That's how that works. And for Spirit, more pistols and probably a rerun. Run it back, baby. Live? Oh, it's live. But are they A-live? Pushing into the A site. After the mollies, out they run. And it should just be a swoop, a sweep, a vent dive, and maybe even a plant. But no, not today. Inns is ready for that exact contingency as Grayhound look to keep 4 alive. Magix has taken Sicko out of the round. And this is a perfect opportunity to get warm, you know? Take as many as you can with you. But double vent?
No, you ain't surviving the drop down into that. Maybe you could, maybe.
You're dead.
Yeah.
Doesn't even get in the vent.
Didn't even make it to it. Okay.
You know, I think one thing that's super interesting is you know, we always talk about this domestic dominance and Grayhound, you know, wrecking regionally. Man, they're on a 7-match winning streak, and they've lost 2 maps in those 7 matches. Those are all BO3s and a BO5. They've lost 2 maps, but you know, we look at the last time they were in I was going to say Europe, but at least in Tier 1 opposition, it was back at Rio, right? They only fielded a single map win in the major, at least against Cloud9. So, and you know, there was a bit of an asterisk on that one with some tech issues, but they still got the win at the end of the day. But I really want to see more from Grayhound this tournament, especially considering throwing on the fact that we saw them. I remember this. Actually, I'll get to this point later. Actually, we've got a ramp rush, Harry. We've got a speedy one. Grayhound. No one in position. Alistair has a scout towards Hell. Spirit have all the room in the world to work lower, but Liaz from Yard has already dropped down Secret. So Grayhound are not going to be completely unaware. They will get that info early, and they can choose whether to rotate vent or not. Liaz has cleared that out. Now he's taking some space and control.
No one's given Alistair the big peek, though, so he's not really aware as to the extent that ramp room's been lost. It's like right now you're aware that the gap was there, so that's why he's not peeking it. But there's only the one man rotated down lower in the form of Liaz, who's now...
That's the bomb!
Separated by the molly. It's sent into the prying eyes of Liaz, and so now this round gets a little more juicy, a little more complicated for Team Spirit. Once again, they've got to try and recover this bomb. They've still got time to play with here, but Grayhound have pulled everyone down onto this lower side of the map, trying to play a trade game, but it goes the way of Team Spirit. Alistair in this clutch attempt, and it's locked out by Wonderful. Team Spirit get that one back under wraps.
Yeah, Grayhound jumped the gun there, but they're trying to save their control player who's stuck in the corner, knowing he's going to get swung from the rafters. So that door open just digs them a grave. And considering Spirit decided to go back up after they got this kill outside, realizing that there were likely lower rotations, they were right. Siren had already swung. He was already committed through the molly. He was hoping for a trade, but his teammates decided against. That's a really awkward round. Spirit somehow flip it on its head and save it. Now we've got broken by the Grayhound. MP9 pistol, 3 rifles. They're going to run outside, but that smoke blooms at the worst time for ins. And Patsy putting in the work, as said on the desk by Maui, that entry and that potential for Patsy. We want to really see it unleashed, unlocked this year. What an incredible debut he had. 2 Tier 1 CS last year. We all remember Antwerp was probably the highest of highs for him, but there's more to do.
Bit of an A fake into the ramp pit here. That kill going the way of Chopper. Magic's even getting rewarded as he lurks outside of the A site. This one is a done deal for Grayhound. Not really a lot more they can expect to do here. Even the attempt to grab these guns only throws more bodies into bags. Team Spirit in the 5v1, they're in full control here. They've got the round. Alistair can't really do anything about that. Might have this timing, but it's just going to sail on by. And he's looking to get out with the A1S now.
Sad round for Grayhound. Wall pulled over their eyes. Alistair may not survive this, especially, the worst part is, you take a kill here, if you get a kill, you're going to take it, but that just calls in the alarm for Spirit. Luckily, he's not moving at all, so they will just skate on past him, and he might be able to get away with this gun after all. It's going to be something, the only thing that Grayhound have to work with in a follow-up eco round. Spirit keep 5 alive. Last year, we saw Grayhound, formerly Renegades, attend Katowice in the play-in as well. It was Liaz's first event, uniting with this squad. And he played great, but the team definitely were having teething issues.
Yeah.
I remember a Nuke game there against Syntropic in a BO3. They also didn't win a map in their BO1 or BO3. And they got 3 rounds T-side. 12-3'd and knocked out swiftly after. I do hope to see more from Grayhound against a similarly leveled CIS team at the time. Of course, Entropic were coming off the high highs of Stockholm the year before, as Spirit are off of Rio right now. So I kind of want to see more than that, more than last year from Grayhound this time. I'd love them to take a series. BO1 is always the best chance to do it. Spirit are coming in, rip-roaring, ready to go. An outside take with all 5 players as they move behind the smokes.
Oh, Alistair, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, bud. Yeah, that one was kind of set in stone, wasn't it? Never to check that angle, and so that's the one gun from the round swiftly removed. IC unit play. I don't know if that's what that is, but I'm making assumptions here. Chopper.
Maybe.
He's about to uncover it.
Maybe.
Ooh,
oh, maybe not.
You got checked by him playing there. All right. Double A side setup, trying to play the man in the back of the site. That was meant to be the second player facing, but when you lose Heaven like that to Chopper, kind of threw the whole idea into disarray. Dealt with nicely by Team Spirit, but it was just that one hero gun that was taken out as the first kill in the round. That was kind of the only hope for Grayhound there.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of takes on Twitter today, Harry. A lot of people calling for Spirit to the playoffs of Katowice. They're not even out of the play-in yet. But some high expectations of this squad. Do you rival them? Do you match them maybe? What do you think of Spirit coming into 23?
Yeah, I think you have to give this team their respect. They kind of have shown themselves to be a real playoff squad, right? And I feel like we're at that point where that's kind of the expectation, for this team, which is pretty cool. That's considering,
awesome.
all the way back in Antwerp, we were kind of talking about that as like, oh, this is sick for these guys. They made it all the way into the playoffs with guys like Patsy making his kind of big debut, but it's kept up. It wasn't a fluke. It wasn't a one-off. This is just sort of the level we expect out of the team, and that's also in spite of the whole wonderful Ian Dexter out change that occurred after Antwerp.
It's a wild time for CIS, certainly, with outsiders coming off the back of a major win. with even lower down the rankings,
Yeah,
teams like
I mean,
Aurora coming up.
Dude, it's just wild. Like when you look at like Spirit, especially as like the case study, it's like how they've swapped out players that have been held in such high regard.
Yeah.
Even thinking all the way back to like the days when Mir was in this team, you would often kind of say he was the star, he was the guy that made runs happen.
And they play better when they remove them. I mean,
Yeah.
the direct comparison is your Kinder out of Outsiders, right? Like, you remove your Kinder, you remove Buster, and then you win a major? What?
Yeah.
How does that happen? I don't know.
The depth in the region, it's scary.
Yeah. Even just the fact that, you take out Dexter, what was proving now to be one of the hottest prospects coming into this year, and then you swap them with Wonderful, they still go on and make another major playoffs. Doesn't seem to be holding them back. Inns will be held back, though, by a Molotov. Going to fall all the way through Secret, try and anchor the lower site, but it's all a fake out again for Spirit. They've been very tricky. They've not let their intentions be clear, and they're going to stumble out into this A site. If they go down vent, they will die, but Magix has got that pick, and that will only reinforce the push.
Yeah, because there's no smokes or any weirdness here, it's going to be pretty loose spacing, even if they did vent drop. They don't need to with these kills coming in. Inns has now played the trump card of the vent player. They know about him, and so they've got their sights set on the A play. It's a flawless deconstruction of the A side setup there, isn't it?
One brick at a time.
It really is. That one, a beautiful round and a team spirit. Grayhound just kind of picked apart one by one.
Especially when you go for A hits on Nuke, like, especially if you're going for like a rush out hut, you need so much util to actually reinforce that play. Smoke main, backside molly, hut roof molly, good flashes for rafters players that are likely looking into walls. Spirit don't even do that. They just kind of duel one by one. They take their spots, they win their fights, and they don't even need... The main smoke missed. I mean, Spirit are not even hitting the main smoke like in 3 of these rounds now in the T side. It hasn't mattered. Because in fact, the one time they got the main smoke down in the pistol, they got shot through it. So yeah, they're just dueling, taking their sweet time, and the kills are coming to them. Even on that earlier ramp hit with Magix and back lobby, kills came to him there as well. So Grayhound got to be feeling the pressure right now. 4-2 up. T-side Nuke is not what it once was. It's a very nice half to play with a lot of options. Some of the most options you're going to get in a T-side in the current map pool, I'd say. Look at this scale.
Dude, it's so crazy. The speed and...
Why wouldn't you check that, Chopper? He comes from the different side this time.
He's keeping you guessing. It's the micro repositions that really get you.
Not again. Oh,
all right. This time dealt with. They've seen you playing on top of the rails before.
And it's smoked. Spirit smoked. Kind of whack today. Not an easy one. Oh, they don't look down. They don't look down.
Hello.
Cheeky beaky.
Inns is dead as the A site's been taken, like we all expected there. It's a nice, clean one out of Team Spirit. It is kind of crazy. They're playing the full pace behind some of these rounds. Like Chopper just really, letting his hair down and running it outside. And so for Grayhound, you don't even feel like you're getting the kind of like bare minimum of respect to play this game. It feels very, very different right now.
I like the AWP, but what have Spirit been doing outside every round? They've been running smoke walls, haven't they? They've been getting Secret for free, and Grayhound have not got a solution. The AWP might have to be that. We're starting very heavy outside, though. 2 will go into main, but they can assist with util over red. And a close AWP is a really nice play for Alistair. He goes ahead of any util that will come from Spirit. But of course, why would they go outside? You've got an AWP, may as well hit the A site. Checking hut roof, Sicko's a dead man, and a double entry yet again for the price of 1. Call that a discount. Flash through the smoke is Inns, but Siren's holding it, and a 4-on-2, locked out again. That AWP is saving. Brutal.
Yeah, one of the things you were talking about earlier, Hugo, was Katowice last year for Renegades, now Grayhound, right? And what kind of went down there with like it being Liaz's debut with the team. On top of that, we also had the whole situation where like coming into that, they were keeping it close to their chest who was going to be the IGL at that event. That was a whole shtick going alongside it. On top of that, then later in the year, we had Vexite making his debut, coming in to replace Hats, who was in this team. And so it kind of felt like in the 2 excursions abroad, we kind of had like some serious asterisks by bloody hell.
Blimey.
Even taking the guns out, man, it's crazy.
The AWP specifically.
So, yeah, we had some like serious asterisks by a lot of these Grayhound performances, right? And so now it's like, well, you're a couple of months on from that. You've had like this time to hopefully build up a bit of a playbook, get to know how the team's going to play, how you're going to work off of one another. And for me, like Vexite was always the kind of most exciting prospect there because within the region, he was the talked about like breakout player, right? And early on, I think you saw like glimmers of it, but never the kind of man that was hyped up. And so I'm hoping that we can get a bit of that going here, right? Get a bit of fanfare for Vexite.
Yeah.
Out towards ramp. They move in. Team Spirit already with the control. It's a one and done for Alistair on the 5-7. They try to fast flank through lobby and they learn that that's accounted for.
Oh, good spot. Oh, the volley. He still gets the kill. That was a nice position for Vexite for a second, but yeah, the trades are coming through for Spirit, and Liaz needed something there with a one rifle in the B site. It's gone, and any chance of winning the round falls as well. Just a scout looking for exits. A gun to grab, perhaps, but none in range of ins. And yeah, I think a lot of that comes out of the... It is especially painful to be an Asian or an Oceanic team. Nice kill. We'll hold this thought. There's no kit in this round, so really saving might just be the move, and they're not going to let it happen. Surprise, surprise, head through the door. But that's part of the pain of being an Asian or an Oceanic team, in that often you come to these events, these calendar staple events like Katowice, like Cologne, like a major, and you play not so much a major, but an event like Kato, you play 2 games, you go home. And you don't get that experience, at least not in the official games. And so that's, I think,
it's
something
they get the good graces of playing 3.
Yeah, exactly. Great. Fantastic. But hey, more than 2 at the end of the day. But that's one thing we're kind of talking about earlier, Harry. We're hoping for Grayhound's sake, they're going to be in the upcoming season of Pro League in Malta in a few weeks. So hopefully they stay here and get, you know, a week or 2 between Kato and Pro League. So considering that's almost a couple of months of EU gameplay. But again, we say this every year, we say this every event, and we're yet to see for a long time, since the old Renegades, an Oceanic team compete at the top level. Will 2023 be the year? That's what we're waiting to find out.
Oh, Spirit running back one of these fast A plays.
Nice. Nice.
Oh, all right, that's more like it from Vexite. Up top of the hut, he's in with a double, dropping down. Just trying to stay alive here, is eventually spammed out, but he's done his part in the round. 2 kills from him and successfully repelling the A play. It's going to force Team Spirit to look for solutions elsewhere. In the meantime, things go from bad to worse. These little attempts of finding something, a diamond in the rough in this round, have left Team Spirit high and dry. The ramp take from Liaz is the final nail in the coffin there. And so that's a 3rd on the board for Grayhound. Vexite, the man to kickstart it all.
Nice, yeah. And previously it was Sicko top hut, and he got checked, and he didn't focus towards hut. It was probably flashed out. He was looking towards door last time, so able to just look straight down and pile drive 2 kills into that A site. That really sucked the wind out of Spirit's A attack. And now they'll go back to something more defaulty, perhaps. Work around this AWP. We talk of options for T-sides. That is very much apparent for AWPs here. If you want to get opening kills, you have a lot of chances to do so. And Alistair, he also read the memo. He's pressing into the default, traded by Liaz. It's going to keep things even for now. Vexite will go one step further. He actually killed that AWP in transition back in lobby. It's a big kill. Grayhound now up a man. They've lost some outside and lower control. The question is, do they know about Magix?
Yeah, Magix getting here is kind of interesting, isn't it? Like,
I don't think they know.
The pathing he found as the lobby take comes in to get out the door down the vent is something that I don't think Grayhound are entirely aware of.
Full fighting out.
Oh, Patsy, there's one right under him. The trades go left and right, but Chopper's made it down through Secret now, joining up, having a reunion with Magix down on the B side of the map.
Flank.
Fast flank on the cards for Sicko. He's going to have to find this perfect timing, this perfect window of opportunity. They're separated, so he's got this shot at the 1v1. Flicking back, Chopper now dealt with. And Magic's left in this clutch 1v2. Didn't know about him making it down towards this B side of the map, but now it's obvious. Up towards ramp. They're holding for this. They're holding for this. Magix doesn't go any further.
This is so sweaty. But I like it. He was really trying to hunt that kill, and they won't let it happen.
Yeah,
It's going to have to make noise unless he creeps back out window.
Not giving him a fight, like at all. At any turn in this, there's going to be no engagement to be found for Magix.
But Sicko's found the routing. He can go single. He can stop this as soon as the plant comes in. The fake's not going to work. He has to stick, and it won't be allowed. They crush him. They collapse upon him. And that reroute was perfect. Sicko, not even needed, but found the perfect timing to get back into single.
I really like that. I really like that that's how the round plays out. Because I think, you know, the hallmark of a team that's feeling the pressure, feeling flustered, feeling like they're not playing their own style of Counter-Strike is one where in those moments, in 1v2s like that, you maybe overextend. You're still like feeling that like adrenaline rush of, oh, I just want to find this last guy and put the round to rest. But no, it was super measured as to how they approached that. And they win it on a battle of brains, not brawn. And so that's like a real feel-good moment for Grayhound, that one comes together.
Our third org buy of the day. All right, let's go for it. Vex site, he's been anchoring that A site many rounds. See where he takes it, potentially the rafters. I think Spirit is still going back to these slower starting rounds. They've seen a lot of very rambunctious plays out of Grayhound to begin. Ramp push in the previous round, if you remember that, with the AWP. Wonderful's going to go for the door pick, naded off. And again, rambunctious is the word of the day, because Grayhound, double outside, pushed red, pushed blue. Alistair will leave his teammate there. And even Inns doesn't like what he sees. Well, Molly on red, that forces a reposition again. Grayhound, they wanted outside, they've ended up with nothing, just the cross. The Spirit, they've got all the time in the world to wait back for this AWP to find a kill. The smoke down in front of vent, again, they could be lower. Grayhound don't have that confirmation. There's no hut roof player. There's no guarantees in this moment. A minute left, and Spirit option to go back outside, lay down a smoke wall, or just contact their way to secret. And it looks like this plans to be a fake out, just Patsy. They're going to meet him on ramp.
He runs the cross as well. Helped him dodge spam, but also it gives a little noise cue, right? It lets Grayhound know that these smokes were used by someone. You don't know numbers yet, but it's going to leave you paranoid. Sicko burning at the hands of that Molotov, now dead. They make it out through the door, but the end goal was down the vents. Alistair is suddenly responsible for this entire B bomb site, but he's looking to rise to that challenge. 2 in the round, they're right behind him, and Magix will get the trade, putting a stop to that AWP down at B and giving a window of opportunity across to Team Spirit. Liaz trying to jam it shot, dead to Wonderful's AWP, and Inns is out on an island here. That AWP in the site never needs to swing, instead tees up Magix for the final kill, and it's a clean 3v3 out of Team Spirit.
That one hurts for Grayhound. What a great play for Spirit. Magix never overcommits to those fights. And Liaz, he just went for a quick burst shot, hoping he'd get the kill. If not, that he'd get the reswing. He got exactly what he wanted, but couldn't kill the planter. Pre or post plant. Wonderful, ferocious. And every vent rotate that Grayhound have attempted in this game has been denied by a player in back lobby. This round is no exception. What a crazy call to go send your entire team down vent to meet Patsy. Alistair, another AWP, this time in the hut. He's had a lot of different opening positions, but he's yet to really find much from them. That's a change. Wonderful on the pixel angle. Alistair gets out with a chance to reposition. Now the plan thrown into the dryer for Spirit, whirling around. They've again got lower. That's not really been a difficult position for Spirit to ascertain, be it through vent, be it through outside. But Patsy's in no hurry to make moves happen, and Alistair's come down the vents. Oh dear.
Dude, Magix has been so annoying over here towards this upper site. It's him a lot who's been kind of harassing the vent rotate that you talked about coming into this round. And then in these moments where they're trying to go A, he's just been the one getting the entry, getting that kind of first kill to tip the scales. He's even taken real estate here out of the heart, and this is like some serious room to have. It's literally only like a meter further forward, but it gives you that safe blanket of knowledge. No one's top heart. They're not fighting for the site control. We can look to move in, and so Team Spirit will. Grayhound are left saving. Getting out of the round with these hero guns that were bought into it.
And that hurts for Alistair as well. But finds that 5-on-4, takes Wonderful out of the round. And he's not even really needed to be too much of an opener on this T side. Something that Des talked about as well, right? Like, compare the AWPers that we have had on this Spirit roster last year. You had Dexter, extremely aggressive, high-rated, high-impact, and high-energy AWPer. And then you have Wonderful, this quiet kid who's happy to play a passive role, who's happy to just play the trade game and you know, do whatever Chopper asks of him. Liaz did die there in spawn. Grayhound keep 2 alive. But yeah, not even needed in that round is Wonderful. A 5-on-4 for Grayhound, but what do they give up? They leave one player alone on the A site, and he gets overwhelmed by Magic. So Spirit have had the solution. They've had the remedy every single round. Poor Sicko. These mollies have been wrecking him. He was on that hut Tetris spot the other round, and the molly reached him. He takes one step back, and he gets peeked at the time he steps. And then he goes CT vent, he gets mollied again. So really been getting unfortunate with his positions. Spirit have done their homework. And that, I guess, is the good thing about because you've got all this data on how they're playing. If you're prepping for this game heavily, if you are looking into the demos, you know exactly what, you know, Grayhound want to do because they've been doing it right and they've been winning it back in Australia. They've just been succeeding no matter how they play. So Spirit have plenty of data. Another broken buy. As said, that rifle was lost at the end of the round. And it's really on the AWP this time again.
Alistair's been really good, though, at looking proactive with this AWP, right? Yeah. Oh, that's a lovely opener. He's kind of been the one thing I've looked to in this game that's inspired a little bit of hope here.
Oh, he saw something, surely. Surely. No. No, he didn't. But he hears him above him as well. Oh, Magic's.
There we go.
I feel like every kill, like the average is 2 bullets. That's Magic's this game. Average 2-bullet kill. And Chopper's dropped off main roof. He knew he was there a few seconds ago. The timing is perfect. 14 and 6 on the in-game leader. He wants more. This was a 3-on-5.
Backside still in with a chance. Backside with a deagle and a lot of work needed from the solo A-hold. Sicko's been melted in the meantime, but Alistair constantly keeping him guessing with this AWP. Wonderful's given away his position with the attempt at the pre-fire, and now he's boxed in. Now it's a standoff between the AWPs. Smoking his way, but Alistair attempts him. Does try to come through. He's lost Vexite in the back of the site in the meantime, and out through the hut. It's Chopper on top of it to put a stop to that clutch attempt. It's a little bit wild. It's a little bit weird. Not
nice
quite
hops.
Wonderful. Team
Nice
Spirit in with 10, on to double digits.
While Wonderful is getting attacked from the ramp flank and he drops a smoke, he just goes and picks the backside player again. Like, dude, he's got too many things on his plate, but the guy can chow. 10-4. This is that's a 3v5. That's just a straight up 3v5. No trades. Just Magic's walking out into the A site and getting another heaven pick. And Spirit, they are floating right now. They are flying. As is Vexite, who follows them down the vent. His body will make it. His life will not. And a 5v4 for Spirit plus the B site, killing the rotations. This round is cooked.
Liaz trying to be the hero from the ramp into the site, and good for 2. Giving us a reason to believe in this one after all. Wonderful takes away a rotate outside. There's just the 1v1 down here on lower, but Chopper's won it. Liaz gone, and Alistair low on health with no chances. It's an 11-4 half for Team Spirit. Lights out to open this one up.
Here at the play-in Katowice in day one in the BO1s, Team Spirit have come in, rip-roaring, ready to go. CIS squad's having a successful start to the day as Cloud9 just took down IHC, and Spirit look to do the same against their Oceanic brethren. We'll see if they can finish the job. Grayhound coming in with a T-side pistol. I mentioned last year at Katowice against Entropic, they managed 3 T rounds on Nuke in that BO3. We're hoping for a little bit more, and with their backs up against the walls, they certainly need to show it here and now.
Well, out towards ramp, Magix. That's a dink early. That's going to force a bit of respect out of him. Alistair wants to try and have that fight, but the dualies get the better of him. Oh, a little turnaround out of old mate Vexite. And Sicko's put another one on the board. Hang on a moment. Things are getting interesting. Door swings. Dualies for Siren. Going to start to get involved.
They're going
Wonderful Dead. They're going to try and go up the fence. Siren's already here, but the Dualies brushed aside, and now the 3v1 ensues. They've got options. They've got lots of options, but Chopper's one step ahead. Out in heaven. Oh, they still check for him. And it's Vexite to finish off that pistol round. Grayhound in with a 5th.
Sharp shots, right? Even just that opening tap onto Magix. And Harry, I learned something interesting today from Chad Sponge Lee Birchley,
nice.
And formerly known as the Australian.
The
Australian, that was his nickname.
Mr. Australia.
He said back in the day, in Australia, they didn't call them dinks. They called them binks. Now, I don't think he was trolling me. Maybe some Aussies can confirm. But I think for the remainder of this game, we should call them binks, mate.
He's binked?
He's binked me. I'm binked. Help me, I'm binked. So I think that's something worth noting. I think we an ode to the Oceanic region.
Is that
it didn't seem like a troll. No, Kassad agreed with him. Because, remember, he was in Renegades.
Yeah.
Yeah, Kassad confirmed.
But Kassad's a troll.
No, it's true. They're binks now. For this game, at least, no dinks allowed. I don't know what we call the goosh.
The
boosh?
The boosh. And
the
so
boosh.
it's like a reference to UK television show and
the Mighty Boosh.
And yeah, and then also you have Binks, which is a reference to maybe Star Wars, everyone's favorite character from that series. So
okay.
If I had to guess. Here we are. Util going in outside. Grayhound.
Miso Eco. Oh, bloody binks, mate.
All right.
True binking. And there's more. Patsy's down lower. He gets to run away. Sprinting back into the safety of the B site. And he's got a player right by his side. Oh, dear. Shredded by the 5-7. Look at the health left. It's not good. And there's even more in this site.
Oh no.
It's
a good thing that one didn't hit, bro.
So quick.
All right. Okay, now they've seen ins in main, and so
Tick-tock,
suddenly Team Spirit starting to wonder, is this really the B play? It's not. They're fast up the vent in towards this A side of the map. Back of the site, just a 5-7 on Siren, beckoning them in ever closer with the Siren song, but only good for one. Wonderful in heaven with this scout. Keen to start firing off shots, and Alistair just gets out of there.
He had one bullet in his gun.
1v2 on his plate. Easier said than done. Guns being retrieved now. They've got that automatic weaponry to try and keep him boxed in. They tap on it. Alistair, clean execution, wonderful. Deleted on the swing. Another tap, but Alistair calls their bluff. You ain't sticking this one, Magix. It didn't work out so well for the other guy. Now he's confirmed it with that check. Lovely bit of rooting here from Alistair as he's locked this round in for Grayhound.
Yeah.
He's found them a 6th. He delivers in the 1v2.
That is a beautiful clutch for Alistair. Mate, his movement has been sublime this game. Like, keep an eye on it. Not just the routing, as you said, but just the way he meanders round corners. Very clean. He hit some hops on CT earlier as well. That's a beautiful round out of Alistair, especially considering how it started with a shot through the smoke, a double B setup, into another double B setup that Grayhound almost ran into. These late vent rotations in both rounds now, saving their bacon. And cooking up a storm on the T side. 2 rounds already. What more can they do? We have Spirit coming in with all the goods, right? They get out with that AK at the end. Magix will throw it straight into the hands of Patsy. They buy up around it. Knowing you kill 5 players is enough temptation to reforce of your spirit. And my God, if you look at this buy, you can see how much it pales in comparison on the side of Grayhound. It screams A attack. It screams quick. Triple Mac 10. What do they got?
Oh, it's speedy, it's fast, trying to give Team Spirit a taste of their own medicine, but the Doctor is in, Chopper and Siren with kills apiece. They're going to deal with Siren at the back of the side, but that's not enough to give you that kind of leverage to go in and commit to the A play. Instead, you're going to look for some other options, and in doing so, you run into Magix on his ramp push. Oh, he's even stolen the gun, and he's gone out of there, and now you're screwed. And it's all dawning on you way too quickly that everything has just gone so wrong. Vexite, yeah, I don't fancy his odds in the 1v4.
No, Magix is a little AK goblin, right? Grabbed on last round, grabbed another this round. It's not looked pretty here for Grayhound on the A attack. Flashes did not do anything to that Hot Roof player, and that's always the most important player to get rid of first. Binked, but not enough. It's going to be another round for Spirit. Harry physically recoiled.
I know. I think it's funny that you've committed for so long.
What, 3 rounds?
Yeah.
I forgot about it until halfway through this game.
No, it's good. I like it.
Thanks.
It's the new you.
It's my whole personality now.
Yeah. Saying things funny is not a personality.
Queensland.
Right, Team Spirit. Can they start streaking some together now? Is this going to be a return to them being the dominant force in this matchup? Grayhound do not have a lot to go off of here. Couple of Tech 9s, a Deagle for Liaz. So really hoping that they can have some success in this first fight in the round. That's kind of how these rounds steamroll out of control. That's how they start to get a little bit snowbally, is if you win that first fight, but they haven't won the first fight. That pleasure goes the way of Magix.
Vexite keeps getting in these spots where it's like, oh, I'm safe from the molly, and then the last tick hits him, and he has to sprint. He had no choice there. Cook or be cooked. And hold up. Let them cook. They've thrown outside smokes. There's one player behind them. The rest in the lobby. It's going to be that typical ramp meeting this time with only pistols. But even in this spot, there's a second rotation. Wonderful's here. Magix might just be enough. But he's gone to a passive angle. Wonderful takes that first contact. Nade goes in. Nice timing. Out they go into the slaughter. And that's exactly what's served for dinner. Just ins. And not for long. Another Bink carry. What's your Bink counter at?
It's high. It's off the charts.
Yeah.
I've never seen Binks like this before. That was the force buy as well, Hugo. That was everything thrown into that round, and you don't even make a dent. So Spirit, you know, the finishing line is well within their grasp here. It's going to take quite the misstep for them to falter in this one. With the eco round coming down the barrel for Grayhound, you'd like to think. No weirdness happening, which, you know, it's Counter-Strike. Sometimes weirdness happens. But no weirdness happening. This is 14-6, and then we have one more investment left for Grayhound.
I mean, they're so desperate, they can't even waste this round, right? And like just run out hut off spawn. They may as well bleed the time, bleed the
Get as much util out, yeah.
Just do everything they can to actually make this round, quote-unquote, valuable. But at the same time, yeah, there's just no way you win a round like this. Spirit are playing some excellent Counter-Strike right now. Magix gets that spot. He drops a smoke. He's going to one-way it. He's not even going to run away. He's that confident, and he has reason to be. Wonderful is cleaning them up in hell. Magix pops his head through the smoke and pops some heads of the other side. It's going to be 14 rounds with 5 alive for Spirit. Money flowing like butter that's melted.
There we go. It did require the additional little ending on there.
Yeah, it's a solid, but, you know, not forever.
You know, here's what's so sick, man, that we're getting start of the year Magix looking this good. Because I tell you what, like, one of the things was like, you know, when we kind of had like the first look of this team, like pre-Patsy, pre-Siren, pretty wonderful, right? Back when it was Magix and Chopper, the two guys still standing. Magix was someone we were looking at like, man, this guy's young, he's malleable, he's kind of, you know, good at everything, seems like a real jack of all trades. So it felt very, very promising. And then I think Patsy, largely him, stole that limelight, right? When we were looking at like young players within Team Spirit. It's very, very cool that we're getting a Magix looking this confident to open up 2023. That makes Team Spirit that much more deadly.
Wait. Those barely look any different. Alice has done 3 lineups. One of them was a walkthrough, but yeah, they're slight adjustments, and that is a lovely little execute. I'm going to steal that one. Able to throw 3 smokes to create a wide wall outside. But look at the util already gone from Grayhound's pockets. They've really got to make this secret control worth it. And again, it's just a ramp walk. There's no way they're ready for Wonderful. Magix is going to die. If he takes one with him, okay, none. They don't check it though. Free kill, 2 for Wonderful. Grayhound get control. They can meet their secret player already at the lower site, but the bomb is trapped right now in ramp. He could drop. He doesn't want to risk going into the open eyes of Patsy. This is super awkward for Alistair. Stuck like a statue. And if they re-aggress ramp, he will probably die. He's calling for support. Sicko's coming in. There's the kill. Sicko needs to get here, right now. And he's already been smoked off.
Yeah, I mean, Team Spirit is super cognizant of where the gap is, right? The timings that could have been found here. And so with Sicko smoked and with 20 seconds left, this is a save around the, you know, you won't even open a save here. You were in the 3v3 feeling quite confident about your chances. And it's just taken away from you so fast, so quickly. 15-6. Grayhound have got nothing left to try and put a stop to Team Spirit. It feels like they've kind of really taken control of this game. They never really lost control throughout that first half. And sure, the second one might have been a little weirder with, you know, not getting the pistol, having that conversion go against you. But since the rifles have come out, since they've had the big guns, everything's come up Spirit.
Yeah, great setup on ramp as well. Wonderful does what he was, you know, made to do there. And dude, Chopper has led the pack this entire game, something that we haven't even mentioned. An in-game leader who not only has the potential to frag at a high level, but is always happy throwing himself into very important positions. For example, on this T side of Nuke, what did we see him do so much? He would go for those hell wraps, he would climb up heaven in gun rounds, and he would go on big flanks. That's not special, that's not different. He always does that. He was doing that back at Antwerp. And yeah, just happy to put himself in you know, the make or break positions as a captain, and not as a star player individually either, but you often see Chopper near, if not top the scoreboards for Spirit. And I think that goes undersaid. And fair enough, there's so much firepower on this team, there's so many young players, but this is the big brain behind it all, the experience piece. And right now, he is top of the server. 21-8. Crikey.
Is that about to change, though? Because Magix, with the Org at ramp, has a chance to pad these stats. It's not gone well. The openers were not there for Grayhound. Team Spirit have shut down this attempt at the ramp taken, even though Grayhound have got room, and they've left Alistair in this little lurk position, right? In at ramp. You're not really in a spot where Team Spirit are going to feel the need to recommit here, to actually get usage out of this. So instead, it's going to be like a late activation, if anything at all, out of Alistair. They might just regroup and look to recommit around this ramp control that they've been given. Now dropping down. That's heard. There's a double setup here inside of B. This is a nice one for Team Spirit, just playing this bait and switch. The Org is all they've seen so far. They deal with it back in the site, but are they ready for Patsy, who waits up close? He brings the fight to them, and what a way to close. A beautiful 3K from Patsy. Team Spirit winning their opening matchup. And Hugo, they look dominant throughout the whole damn thing.
They look sick. There's no weak link here in this squad. This is a team that many expect to get to playoffs here in Katowice. Their playing debut looks beautiful. Wonderful was 6-6 halfway through that game, and then he ends 18-8. That guy had a beautiful CT side, very active rotations, and a lovely game for Spirit to start off.